La da 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 la 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 la. Mom's coming soon. Let me share. Alright. Copy first. Why is Messenger closed? I've quit iTunes, not Messenger. So, Mom and I have both been drinking a little tonight, so it should be a fabulous talk. So, I'm just doing some sharing and waiting for her to arrive, and then we will begin. Alrighty. Share, share, share. Definitely Mary. I'm sure she wants to see it. And I thought Frankie was interested. Alrighty. We are here. Oh wait, let me share it to Facebook. Let's do the Facebook, possibly Twitter as well. For FFS. Log me in as Karl. Where's my password? There we go. But I want to share it to Kinky Karl. Bam.
Just saying no thanks, whatever.
No, I actually needed to update that. Yep. Boom. And one more time. Share to Calypso. And then why not? Let's share it to some groups. Oh, I have to type in the group name. We'll just share it to them. And we'll do it one more time. Donk. That'll be enough. Alright. Let's get situated here. I think we're about to begin. You have your beer. Oh. It's coming.
Big nose.
Huge.
The only thing that doesn't stop growing when you get old is your nose and your ears.
They keep growing.
Yeah, my nose and my ears are getting bigger and bigger every day.
Okay, so
shout out to Bella, my girl.
So tonight, actually, I'm gonna kind of give her free range. My mom, Mama Dynamite Graphics at Comcast.net. If you need any graphics done, I'm gonna give her free range. So, just off of the top of your head, what's on the top of your head that you want to speak about?
Well, my childhood is the memories that I have are weird at times. Okay, what I remember, what I don't remember. But I wanted to share something that made me feel good when I was a kid. My granddaddy, Pete, my mama's daddy, was a crazy old guy. He was a mechanic, and he was so much fun. I was the oldest grandchild because my mother was the oldest child. And we were in Minnesota. They lived on a hill right across from a river. And Granddaddy would take me ice fishing. Fishing, Bella, fishing.
Ice fishing.
Ice
Lovely.
fishing, yeah. We had an old outhouse that he put on wheels, and we would roll it down the driveway, which was a hill, across the street, a little 2-lane road, onto the river, which was solid, frozen solid. We'd go out a ways, and we'd sit in the outhouse because it was warm in there. Okay, of course, it wasn't an outhouse. It was just a place to sit, but it was an old outhouse that he'd converted. And he dug a hole in the ice, and we'd both stick our poles in there, and we'd fish. But that wasn't the fun part. The fun part was my granddaddy liked to stay warm. So he'd bring us some warming juice, is what he called it. It was Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And so Granddaddy got me hooked on Irish whiskey. Now I'm hooked on beer right now.
Jameson, baby.
But so Granddaddy would. Now Mama never found out how. I don't know, because I would come home just drunk as a skunk. And I mean, we're talking maybe 8 years old, okay? But we'd have fish for supper, so I guess that's all she cared about. But Granddaddy would get me drunk. Now, he didn't do that to any of the grandkids. But he would take me out there because he knew I'd keep my mouth shut because I wanted to come back again. So that was just a memory. And Bella brought it up about fishing, and it was so funny that I was already thinking about that memory when we were talking. So I want to ask you, Karl, what was a childhood memory that made you smile?
Wow.
There's got to be a couple in there somewhere.
There's a lot. Give me a second.
You told me to take control.
Okay, so there's a childhood memory I have that is very true and dear to my heart with my father, which passed away in 2007. And I didn't really grieve for him till 2 years ago. But this childhood memory is so dear to my heart. And so my father had this thing to where he would fly kites with fishing poles. And so, you know, in my first 2 or 3 years, we lived in a trailer kind of in the middle of nowhere in Alvin. And so me and my dad would both have our own pole with our own kite attached to it, and he would teach me, and it kind of goes back to the fishing type thing.
Yeah, and we have pictures of Karl with the fishing pole.
Because my dad took me fishing a lot as a kid as well. But the main childhood memory that I'm talking about is flying kites with fishing poles and learning how to work a fishing pole through that.
Right.
And it was such an amazing, like, it sticks with me so hardcore. And we have old family videos that my dad filmed, not specifically of that, but watching those, it's like almost deja vu. Like, yeah, I was there. I remember that. And that one moment, those moments of us flying kites together with fishing poles, really, it means the world to me, and it expresses how much my father really loved me and how much he really wanted to teach me throughout all of his problems. So it's a great memory. It's really a fantastic memory for me.
As we grow older, we have a tendency to remember which is human nature. You have a tendency to remember the bad things. So I've been trying to focus lately, since this craziness has happened. Should have been doing it a long time ago. Focus on the memories that make me smile. The good things are not even necessarily good, but the ones that make you remember your childhood that aren't negative.
and spread that to other people. It's so much stronger than spreading the negative.
Oh yes, oh yes. My mother was a very negative person, and she passed that on to her children. Believe me. But through time and everything, trying to get better. I'm gonna live to be 110 according to Bree. So hey, we got a long time to go, girl.
I am ready for that. So let's get more into your life. Where do you want to begin? Do you want to start with Brady?
No, I'm still on. No, I'm not gonna go specifics. I'm still on memories.
Okay.
Okay, we don't. This is not a chronological report about my existence. Okay, you'll have to wait for the book to come out in November.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I guess every kid wanted a bicycle. So this was the summer after the ice fishing episode, and I got a brand new bicycle and brand new glasses. I wear glasses. And so we lived at the bottom of a hill, similar to where my granddaddy lived on the top of the hill, but we lived at the bottom. So I've always thought I was big and bad and mean, and I could handle anything. Cocky little bitch, real, still am. But I walked that bicycle up to the very top of the hill. Okay. Now you think Houston has bad roads? You should have seen those country roads up there. Okay. There weren't potholes, there were holes. So I got up at the top of the hill, and I'm proceeding to get on my bicycle and ride it to the bottom of the hill. And I'm going full blast. Halfway down, hit a hole. Guess what? I rolled all the way down. I tumbled all the way down. Me and the bicycle. Okay, the bicycle and I landed at the bottom of the hill at the same time.
Y'all tumbled together.
Yes. We should have had movies. Should have had YouTube back then. And I come home and I wasn't crying. My bicycle was all messed up, so I knew I wasn't going to get another one because you got to take care of stuff up back then. And I was pissed at myself that I didn't see that coming. And I went in the house just so angry. And when I told my mama what happened, she says, well, you're bleeding. I says, well, so what? I fucked up my bicycle. No, I didn't say fucked up back then.
Right.
But I remember that was a memory that even though it wasn't a happy memory, it was a memory of how I always had this attitude. And I think that comes from me being left alone so much. I was the oldest. My brother was born sickly. So when he was born 19 months after I was, they put all their attention on him. Just forgot about me, which was fine because I liked me. So I just had a good old time. But that was a memory. Yeah, I like my little memories that I have. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful memory. I think we can all relate to that sort of childhood experiences and how they shaped us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For sure. And it's so glad that you that I can give you this platform to share your story and connect with any other people. I want to say right now, if anybody has any questions, I'm going to type it as well. Please ask a question. We would love questions from y'all. Is there anything else you would like to go further?
Okay, well, let's talk about one of the first stupid things I did involving a man.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot of stupid things. Now, I was 17, fresh out of high school, just moved from New Mexico to Florida. I decided I was going to run away from home. Okay, I went to the next town, and which was actually Daytona Beach, Florida. So I took a bus to Daytona Beach, Florida. Me and my girlfriend. We were being rebels, defying our mother and everything else. We burned our driver's license. We burned all identification that we had on us. She put out a little bit for us to get an apartment. So we got this little place to live in. And then we both went to work for Sonic. Well, maybe it wasn't Sonic. Yeah, I think it is.
Was it?
It was the roller skating one.
So it was on skates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I was pretty good on skates. Okay.
That's where I got it from, I guess.
I guess. So her and I were waitresses, rollerblading, roller skating waitresses. Well, the cook, I come to find out a long time later that he was an older guy who liked young lookers. And I was a young looker. And I was ready to be done in any way you wanted to do me. So we hooked up.
She was a slut.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
just-
much.
that's
That's
just
just my way of saying it. Okay. Whore gets paid, slut doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, so he came to our apartment and we hooked up, and that went on for 2 weeks. Well, then lo and behold, the cops showed up at the Sonic because I wasn't of age. I wasn't 18.
Oh, wow.
And Mama, they found me.
What year was this?
1963.
Wow.
Yep. End of October,
So
1963.
your mom and them found you.
Well, they sicked the cops on me. The cops found me. I mean, it wasn't like I was hiding or anything. It just, I'd left a trail. I mean, because I talked to people and told them,
Right.
No common sense. If you don't run away from home, you don't tell everybody where you're going and everything. But anyway, and so Mama said, well, why don't you come home? And I said, well, we're going to get married. She said, well, come home and get married. Well, what did I do? I went home and got married.
Are
Okay.
you joking?
No, and we'd known each other 2 weeks.
What was his name?
That was my first husband,
That was
Mr. Brayley.
Miss.
The one
That was how you met Bradley.
That was how I met my very first husband. Yep. And I had 3 children by him, Karl's older brothers and sister.
Half brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was how I met that one. Okay, each one of them have a story.
Can you go into, if you feel like you can, of how he abandoned you and what that did to you?
Yeah. He just pissed me off when he left me.
Yeah.
Left me for a younger girl. I was 24. He left me for a 19-year-old.
And left you with 3 kids.
Yeah.
A year
Well,
apart.
I took them. I didn't, I had 3 kids at 3.5 years. So they were 1, 2, and 4 when Mr. Brayley decided that he wanted a younger piece of meat.
And that was your first marriage.
Yeah. That was my first experience. And from then on, it was like, I will never let anybody else be in control of me.
But
Because I was actually in love and I was happy. Even though I found out later he'd been fucking around with me the whole time we were married. Okay, for the 6 years we were married. But I don't know if I was just stupid or blind, but I never saw it. And when it finally came and I got it slapped in my face, it was interesting and a lesson to learn, let me tell you.
and also it took 4 more marriages and divorces to kind of really realize
That I don't need to be married. Okay.
And so 5 marriages.
No room in the
total.
closet. Totally.
And that whole time period with him was during the assassination of JFK, correct?
Actually, yeah, because John F. Kennedy was killed the day before my 18th birthday, and he totally screwed up my 18th birthday party. We had a big party planned and all this, and I was going to be legal and to drink and the whole 9 yards. Okay. But guess what? We sat in front of the black and white TVs and watched the assassination of John F. Kennedy over and over and over again. Happy 18th birthday, Susan. Yeah. Oh, it's been an eventful life, let me tell you, girl.
Wow. It doesn't seem like anyone has any questions. Let's go further. Harper was after...
Oh, no, there was one in there that nobody even remembers. I barely remember him. I found out that Ralph got married the day after I got the divorce papers in the mail. My so-called friend let me know that he had married his little new piece of meat. So I proceeded to go out and find me some new piece of meat. Well, it didn't take me long. Hey, sex gets you a long way, let me tell you, honey.
Especially back in, what, the 70s?
Yeah, we're talking 1969.
Okay.
The end of 1969.
Free love, free sex.
Well, whatever. It was called fucking to me, okay? I never have related love and sex. Sex is sex. Love is love.
Interesting.
I don't have to be in love with somebody to have sex with them.
Continue with this guy.
Okay, so Melvin Lee Conley.
I've never heard that name.
They probably haven't. It's only on my Social Security things. I had to list all my husbands. That was a big.
Wait, so these are 6 husbands?
That's number 5. That's number 2. That's 5 times. Then Harper, then Denton, then Maldonado. That's 5 times. Don't tell me how many times I've been married, boy.
Okay, I'm mind blown. I've never heard
Okay,
this
so
name.
here I had 3 kids. And like I said, they were 1, 2, and 4, something like that. They were babies. And I married Melvin Lee. I talked him into marrying me. I don't know. It was really easy. Mini skirts, showed your ass and everything else, Well, we were married like 3 months, and I was laying there one night and I went, what the hell have you done, girl? You don't need to be married to this poor fool. He was a sweetheart. I was doing him wrong, okay?
But, okay.
And so I divorced his ass 3 months after I married his ass. Yep, that was Melvin Lee Conley. He moved back to California after that.
I have never heard about this. I've heard about alter marriages.
Then you hadn't been counting then because there was 1 missing. That was 9.
It. I think there's 6, but let's move from Melvin to my father and how you.
Oh no, there was 1 more in between that.
Harper.
Yes, my Marine.
Do you want to talk about Harper?
Oh my God, the biggest mistake of my life. I should have stayed with that sucker.
Why did you leave him?
Because I was horny and I was fucking around on him with your daddy.
And because you were bored with him?
Well, yeah, I get bored easily. I say that about everything.
So let's go into Harper, how y'all met, and how much it meant to the 3 children, my brothers and sisters, my half-brothers, sisters, how much he meant to them.
Okay, well, after Harper, we're going to leave it because the rest
we're going to my father. Come on, let's go.
I can spend a long time on Harper.
Okay, well, let's go.
Okay, he was in the Marines, and this was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I worked for Southern Railway as a data entry operator from midnight to 8 in the morning. He had a friend who had an apartment 2 doors down from my apartment. He rides up on this Harley. Oh, my God. I laid down right there and spread my legs and said, let's do it. So, anyway, I knew his neighbor because the guy that he was visiting. So I managed to find a reason to go over there. Well, lo and behold, we did it that night, and he stayed with me from there on. And he got out of the Marines. And there's a whole thing about him. But like I said, I could spend days on Harper. But I fucked around on him all the time right up until we got married. And then after we got married, I swear, these men, didn't they realize that I was not going to bingo or something? Dressed up like a hoochie mama. Hey, you stay home and take care of my kids. I'm going to go bowling with the guys from work, okay? Oh. Right, okay? So I'd go clubbing.
She was fucking around. That's what she was.
My whole life, yeah. So I went to clubs. There was a club down on 45.
Disco club?
Yeah, it was disco. Your daddy was a disco king. Yeah, at least he thought he was.
John Travolta.
Yeah, staying alive.
Okay.
So anyway, I was fucking around at this club one night, and there was your daddy. Like I said, he was staying alive.
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill didn't. And I was not a shy person, I guess you'd say. But we were dancing and stuff, and then I went back to my table and grabbed my drink, and I walked up to his table where he was sitting with his cousin Billy. And I said, hey, you want to fuck? Well, that's what
jumped
we
on
did.
his lap.
I just
said, hey,
you want
let's fuck.
And that's how I got husband number 4.
So I was conceived on the dance floor.
Oh, no, you were not.
Well, we're just going to say that. We're just going to say that.
Your daddy wasn't supposed to work.
I was conceived on the dance floor. We're just going to say that.
It's so funny because, we never did go dancing after that.
That was it. Y'all met at the disco.
Well,
and then after
that was just that's where you picked up, fresh meat for the night.
Sex, smoking pot, living life. My dad liked to hunt, so he had his own Jeep. My dad was a very eccentric person, and that's where I get my music side. So they're kind of opposites because she's not into music. And so looking back at the home films and seeing what y'all's experience and seeing it from kind of a different perspective really made me get a grasp on y'all's connection and how much I am my father's
Yeah,
child.
it's like living with his father, let me tell you. Sometimes it's too real.
So that's beautiful. So you met my dad. You had a beautiful relationship. What else? How do we want to finish the night off?
Well,
I think we should finish it off on not a personal level, but maybe a philosophical level of what doing these live things and talking about our personal story and sharing it with other people, how that can shine a light and kind of give an example for other people to maybe do the same thing. What do you think?
Well, I always say that the best way to get something that's eating you up inside out is to let it out. Talk to somebody. If you don't have anybody to talk to yourself. Me and me are very best friends.
Like the camera.
We talk to each other all the time. Or write it down. Because if you get it out of your head, basically what you're doing by talking about it, maybe something will make sense. I doubt it. But, we all question why. Why are we here? Why do we exist?
Why are they doing this?
Why? No, well, why? Just why? My question always has been why. Sometimes it's hard to be so smart. And that's not tooting my horn. I've been tested and I apparently have a super intelligence. But I dumb it down to beer. But I've always wondered why. Why do we exist? Why do we do this? Why are there elephants and why are there people? What made a raccoon instead of a person? It's puzzling. Some people go with God, which is kudos to you for that. Some people go with, I don't know, but I don't go with nothing.
Correct.
Science just puzzles me more because I'm a big fan of the universe, the TV series or whatever it is. But I'm a big fan of that. I've got those all on DVD and I watch them over and over again. But even that makes me question. Okay, everything makes me question. And I guess it's a good thing. Because when you quit asking why, you might as well just give up and die. Oh my God, that was beautiful, Susan. Okay.
So just to reiterate and to end the night, God damn it, I just lost my point of view. It was right on the tip of my tongue. What were we talking about?
Don't ask me.
It was something about God and religion. Yes, we shouldn't hail anything or anyone, any idea or anything. We're all connected. We shouldn't hail Hitler. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about monetization. We shouldn't hail Satan. We shouldn't hail God. We shouldn't hail Buddha. For they are all pieces of the puzzle.
Here's to you and me.
They are parts of the world and the collective. What we should hail is our connectiveness. Namaste. Hail Namaste. Hail the energy that flows through all of us. And don't hail one above all.
Just ask why.
Ask why, but don't focus on why. Try to see the holistic picture. Try to understand. See the world through compassionate eyes. Find inner peace. And then you can understand ahimsa, which ahimsa is the understanding that everything is connected. And every word, action, and thought have an effect on the world around you, and it comes back to you. So speaking, thinking, and acting accordingly. And it goes into many truths. Do upon others as you would have them do upon you. Know thyself. Many different cultures. Like I said before, we shouldn't hail one. We are all connected. It is all connected, and we're learning from each other.
Welcome to the Karl Show.
So,
okay, the reason I do this is because I like talking about my memories, and I think they should be recorded down somewhere. Because
I love it.
That's it. But I want people to realize that it's okay to be you. Be as crazy and funny as you. Because I always look at it this way. There ain't nobody on there watching me right now.
And we need it.
There ain't nobody
that.
in there, and if they are, I hope they're laughing.
Exactly. We need
Because
that craziness.
That's it. Be who you are.
It brings
Accept
balance.
who you are. And change something only if you want to change it. If you don't want to change it, don't. Because if they can't like you are, then they don't need to like you.
Just like
All right, that's it, baby.
Just like Sade says, I couldn't love you more, boy. Stay exactly how you are. I hope y'all have a wonderful night from both of us. Au revoir, chérie. Mwah. Much love.
You didn't know about Conley, huh?
Conley.